It's time for another edition of 7 Questions With, brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. And of course, the face you're seeing is a familiar one to Shore Sports Network fans and baseball fans all around the area. That is Todd Frazier, who joins us from Vero Beach, Florida. And as you can see on his T-shirt, it's all about Team USA. That's where he is now. He's a part of Team USA as they get set to begin play in a qualifying tournament that hopefully will end with them earning a trip to the Summer Olympics in Japan. Todd, I appreciate it from the golf cart at Dodgertown. Looking good.
Yeah, baby. You're here at Jackie Robinson Field, man. You think about all the old Dodger players that played here, man. It's pretty cool walking in their footsteps. I've been here 3 times now in my career, and today's a big day. We got our first exhibition against Canada. And we got to go to West Palm Beach, which is about an hour, 15-minute drive away. But we're about to get ready to take some batting practice and get ready to go.
All right, so let's sort of start at the top. After being released, DFA'd by the Pirates recently, what went through your mind in regards to your baseball future?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I thought of was USA because I was talking to Paul Seiler, who's basically the CEO of USA Baseball. And we actually were playing phone tag because we both called each other the same day after I got released. And I knew I wasn't on a 40-man roster team. I mean, my first thing in my head was hoping to get on another major league team, of course, but didn't happen. It's the way it goes. So I had a plan B, which is always great. And now I'm playing for my country, which is even better. I've done it 3 times now, and this is probably going to be the best one yet and probably my last one for sure.
You know, there's that old axiom that the professional athlete is always the last one to know when it's time. Are you, in your mind, treating this as possibly the swan song of your career, or do you still believe post-Olympics there's baseball left in Todd Frazier's future?
Yeah, I still believe. I mean, that's something that listen, it's a tough pill to swallow at the end of the day. When nobody wants to pick you up and there's no opportunities, when injuries are everywhere on every team. I know, look at your team, the Mets, they got 16 injuries and, there's nobody's getting picked up. So you see where the game's going right now, but to win a gold medal, I mean, that would be a culmination of my career, but I need about 90 days to get 10 full years in, and I'm not going to stop until I get there. So, if it doesn't work out this year, I'm going to try one more time next year to get a spring training invite. And if not, I'm not one of those guys that's going to keep pushing and pushing. It's just, I got to keep giving my all. And I still think I got some great baseball left in me.
Now, you had told me even before the season began in February, March, that this was an option you were thinking about. So how did the Team USA idea even start?
Yeah, like again, Paul Seiler always kept in touch. Whenever I went down to Cary, North Carolina, and I went to watch Syracuse, my favorite basketball team, play Duke, we'd have dinner. We always texted each other when something good would happen for USA or myself. And like I said, I keep in touch with him, Steve Keener of Williamsport. I mean, eventually I'll be on the committee of the League World Series. And there's always stuff that I got planned ahead of time just in case something doesn't fall into place, because I always like to keep my friends close and, always keep up with them. So, yeah, it always was in the back of my mind. He told me that, listen, you're our first pick if you're available. I said, wow, at all the guys in that are non-40-man rosters to hear that from the CEO, I mean, it touches your heart, man.
Now, you've been in Florida since last week. You've been working out, practicing. Now the roster has been announced for the team. I do know they have to make 2 quote-unquote cuts before, but hey, there's some pretty familiar names on this roster besides Todd Frazier, Matt Kemp, Matt Wieters, Homer Bailey, Logan Forsythe. I mean, how do you feel about this squad?
I feel really good. We had our first team practice yesterday. Some of these young kids, I'm telling you right now, they reminded me of myself 10 years ago. They're cranking these balls out left and right with ease. And, we got a good veteran core with Matt Kemp and the guys that you named. I played with a couple of those guys. We had a great meeting yesterday. Everybody stood up, told kind of like a story themselves. Mike Sosha, who's a great manager over the years, that tell me a little about yourself. He was busting my chops because I went to Rutgers. I mean, it's that fraternity you have with baseball that doesn't go away. So we had a lot of good things going. John Jay is kind of our fearless leader. nonstop chatterbox. He's into it. Everybody is. And then I think once we step on the field today, that intensity is gonna even go even further. So I can't wait to see how these young guys play and how they fall into place and how our veteran guys get after.
Socia can't bust you too much because you got a Scarlet Knight ally on the coaching staff and a guy very familiar to Shore fans and Darren Fenster.
Yes. He's going to be our third base coach. I already told everybody, all the coaching staff, don't listen to what he says. He still thinks he's the best guy to come out of Rutgers, which we all know that's not true. But no, he is. He's a good man. I'm glad he's part of it, and he's making a name for himself with the Red Sox too. I mean, we'll see in a couple of years, 2 to 3 years, he might be up there with the big league team.
All right, so there's 8 teams or 8 countries, I should say, playing in this tournament, divided into 2 groups of 4. You're in Group A. You have Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico. And then should you win that group, or then you move on, you play the teams in Group B. So what are the countries that would, on paper, from what you've been able to find, are the ones with the strongest groups?
Yeah, I mean, you name Dominican, Puerto Rico. I mean, they're always strong. You don't know who they're going to have. I know a couple guys on the Dominican team, Melky Cabrera, who I play with the White Sox, Jumbo Diaz, a reliever with the Reds I played with, just to name a couple guys that are pros. So we're not taking any team lightly. I mean, we don't know much about Nicaragua, but, you know, they could have some guy coming out of there that all of a sudden is the next Cy Young. You never know. I mean, maybe I'm way over talking too much, but at the same time, it's a run differential too. If it comes down to tiebreakers, we're up 10-0 and we're bunting still, you know, there might be a brawl. You never know, because listen, it comes down to run differential, how many runs you score. And this is Olympic qualifier. You got to score as many runs as you can. And if we talk about it already, if we go in extra innings, there's going to be a runner on first and second. And, you know, we got to be ready. We got to master the bunt defense. And that's something I talked about in our meetings yesterday. If we don't master that, we might lose those games by 1 run. So we have to be prepared. And when you name teams like Puerto Rico and Dominican in our bracket, it's going to be a battle.
And in order to qualify and automatically qualify, you have to win this tournament. You have to finish ahead. There's already, let's see, Japan, Korea, Mexico, and Israel have 4. There's only 6 teams that get to go to the Olympics. That's 4 right there. The winner of your qualifying tournament. And then there is the ability for like a wild card kind of thing in Taiwan to determine the 6th and final team. You don't want it to come to that, though.
No, yeah. And they actually switched it out of Taiwan. It's in Mexico City now, which is
that's a little better.
A lot better. 30-hour flight compared to 6 hours. But yeah, so if the top 2 teams from each group move on, and that's going to be the toughest part. You know, once we get to the top 2, we move on, and we keep the record that we had against the team that moved on. So hopefully we'll be 1-0 as we go to the next 2 games. And you just got to be top 3 to at least move on. But, you know, we're looking to be number 1, and it starts with Nicaragua on May 31st.
You know, Todd, several people have already asked, so I'm going to ask you.
Sure.
You're considered a pro team. It says on the USA Baseball site, the professional team roster. So people have asked, are you guys getting compensated for your time in playing on this team?
Yeah, you have to win. This is true baseball at its finest. If you don't come in first, second, or third, you're not getting any money. And I actually love that, because there's an incentive now. You know, a little bit of an incentive to win, but the big incentive is to win the gold, the medal. Because listen, money's great, but you know, not anybody. I can come home and bring a gold medal home, hang that up in my house, and that'll be one of the best achievements I've ever had. But yes, you come in first, second, or third, you get a little money. It's not much, but it's just that incentive where it's like, all right, well, listen, to have a little something coming home would be great. But hey, it's going to be a battle, and you know, it's game 7 every game. And that's what I keep trying to tell these guys, and everybody's talking. It's game 7 every game. And who wouldn't want that in their career, to play 5 straight games of game 7? I think it's spectacular. The format's great. And, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of rah-rah, like we're back in Tom Jura South again, because listen, we're battling. It's a fight, and it's going to be fun.
All right, so this is the last. They only get 7 questions, so this is number 7 coming up. You have a young family, 3 children. Yeah. Just yesterday, our State Department advised U.S. citizens against traveling to Japan because of the increase in COVID cases there. Is that something that concerns you? And I could also assume if you do go and qualify, you're going to be going solo.
Yeah, no, I think the rule is that we're not allowed to bring family anyway. So my wife doesn't like flying anywhere past 2 hours, so she can't stand flying. We had a horrific flight back in the day, and she's definitely not coming. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just going to be us. We're going to be, which, it is what it is. Once we do go to Japan, we're going to be stuck in some quarters where we're not going to be able to leave, which is fine. We're there to win a gold medal anyway, but it would be nice to get out there and see the country. And everybody talks about how beautiful it is. So, yeah, we're there to win a gold medal, and the family will stay home. They'll have to wake up at 5 or 6 in the morning like you do. You'll be able to watch a game in its entirety. You'll have something to do, which would be pretty cool for you for about 10 days.
Perfect for me.
Yeah.
The most important thing right now is you're healthy, you look good. You'll be at the hot corner, starting with exhibition games. And then, of course, Memorial Day, it all begins. And we really do, as always, appreciate you giving us some time. Hope it's a great experience for you. And, man, do I want to see you with a gold medal around your neck.
No doubt about it. Always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks, Kev.
That's Todd Frazier, the Todd father, in Florida, and hopefully will be in Japan in July. Thanks for watching another edition of 7 Questions With, brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.